Hi, everyone. Welcome to our 2021, getting ready for the 2022 Medicare annual enrollment workshop. And we're so happy to have everyone here today. And also, I want to make sure that everyone can hear me. Can everyone hear me? Also, those of you who have Gmail and would like to log in and comment, feel free to log into your Gmail right now. And if you get bumped off, you can just go back and click back on the workshop and it'll bring you right back on. So if you want to take a moment to make sure you're logged into Gmail, that way we can get your comments, and feel free to say hi in the comment box or the chat box once you've logged in. And so we'll just give everyone a quick minute to join us, and then we'll get going here. So hope everyone had a great summer. This last couple months back, we had our 103-degree heat taco feed, which was pretty amazing. About 200 of you showed up for that in the heat. Here at our offices, and we had live music, we had smoke in the air, but you guys still came, so we had a lot of fun. We hope to do that again this year, and maybe not when it's quite so hot out this time. We'll try to schedule a little bit different time of the year, so we're not going to have to deal with heat and smoke. So we really had fun at that event, and we're going to be doing some more of those in the future. So I hope everyone had a great summer. We did. One of the cool things I want to announce today that I am now a grandpa. This is Lauren Elizabeth Wilkinson, and she's a beautiful little girl, and we love her so much, and you can see why. And the cool thing is she lives in Walla Walla now, but just for another couple weeks. We are going to help bring them back to Yakima. So Faith and Sean are moving back to Yakima in a couple weeks, and there she is, just hanging out and loving life, and starting to smile and laugh more and more, and it's pretty amazing. So if you guys have any grandparent tips, let me know. So one of the cool things we did get to do this summer, and I hope some of you got to as well, as we got to see some really cool places. This is a couple 3 weeks back at Mount Rushmore, and we got to see Custer State Park in South Dakota, driving through the Needles Highway. If you guys haven't done that, you got to check that out. That's amazing. We got to see Glacier National Park. Got to go kayaking. We got to go kayaking out on the Hungry Horse Reservoir, which was just so peaceful and tranquil that day, and the water was smooth as glass. And so just got to see some cool places. Got to go to the Olympic National Park and to Deception Pass State Park with the kids and do some camping there. So cool stuff, and love to hear some more of your stories from this summer, and maybe if you got plans for this coming spring, I'd love to hear about them. So we're here to talk about the changes in Medicare and some of the upcoming things that we're seeing on the horizon. First of all, we're going to start off with a little bit of humor, because we all need as much humor as possible these days, don't we? So the first one here, let's just imagine you had an earache and you lived in 2000 BC, and you went to their version of the doctor, and the doctor might say, "Here, eat this root." And then 1,000 years later, well, that root is heathen. Say this prayer. And then 1850, well, that prayer is superstition. Drink this potion. And then fast forward to 1940, well, that potion is snake oil. Swallow this pill. And then 1985, well, that pill is ineffective. Take this antibiotic. And then in 2000, well, that antibiotic is artificial. Here, eat this root. So we go full circle in the span of 4,000 years. Things are cyclical with healthcare, so it seems. Another one, my father-in-law had prostate surgery, And we brought him to the hospital at 7:30 a.m. and he was operated on at 8 a.m. And we were amazed when the hospital called at noon and said, guess what? He can go home. And then 2 months later, our beagle Flo also had prostate surgery. So there's a beagle male dog named Flo who had prostate surgery. When I brought him in, I asked the vet, what time should I pick him up? And the vet told me Flo would remain overnight. Overnight, I said. My father-in-law came home the same day. And the vet looked at me and said, well, Flo's not on Medicare. So people can relate to that. A couple more here. So, I've heard that cardiovascular exercise can prolong life. Is this true? The answer to that is your heart is only good for so many beats, and that's it. So everything wears out eventually. So speeding up your heart will not make you live longer. That's like saying that you can extend the life of your car by driving it faster. So if you want to live longer, take a nap or take lots of naps. And one more. So if you go to the doctor might say, well, you're in good health. You'll live to be 80 years old. But doctor, I'm 80 right now. Doctor might say to you, well, see, what did I tell you? So a little bit of humor to start us off. We're going to take about 30 to maybe 45 minutes here today. And again, if you have any comments, we're going to have some question and answer at the end of our discussion. So we want to make sure that the reason we want to convey why we do what we do. Why do we do this? We have lots of clients that get referred to us, and we want to thank you so much for your referrals. And I also come across a lot of people that tell me, Rick, I signed up for Medicare 5 years ago, and I have not once heard from my agent that I signed up under for our supplement or our prescription plan. And that just makes me upset, very upset. That I hear that from people a lot. And people tell me that, yeah, I signed up one time and years back, and I have not heard a once from that agent. And my plan keeps changing, and the rates we're paying close to $300 a month for my plan F, and my drug plan's $80 a month, and we have never got a drug review. We've never had a chance to really talk to him again, and I think that's unacceptable. When I first started doing these workshops back in, when I first started our company, I really wanted to reach out to people and talk with people and talk about your life and what's changed and how we can help you. And so we had these meetings back at the Howard Johnson Hotel, and then last year with COVID and everything kind of being shut down and social distancing, we had it virtual, and it was such a success. We decided to do it again this year, especially as we have more and more clients, fitting everyone in the room at the same time. And we said, why not just do it virtual again? And it seemed we got such good response from people. And if people miss the meeting, they can watch it on demand. So we're recording this. So if you know of someone that you'd like to have watch this, they're welcome to watch this very soon after we record this. We'll post it on our website. So if you want to watch it again, you can. So many of you might be on your couch right now, or maybe you pulled off to the side of the road in your car. You might be in Michigan or Florida. That's really cool. We have clients that have moved to Oregon, to California, to Arizona, Montana. We're licensed in multiple states, so if you move, we can still be your agent, and it's just one simple phone call to talk with us. So don't ever think you're bothering us. We are here for you. Even if it's just one or two questions you might have. I constantly get people say, well, Rick, I'm sorry to bother you, but I have a question. And often I'll say, you're never bothering me. I can't reach over the phone and slap you on the wrist for saying that, but don't ever say I'm sorry to bother you, because you're never ever bothering me. People get this Medicare book every year, and it can be very confusing. There's a lot of great information in the Medicare and You book, but I've gone over this before with people. In the back of the book, there's pages and pages and pages of plans that can just get so confusing and overwhelming. They did a study about 10 years ago. I was reading a book by Malcolm Gladwell. He's a really good author, sociologist, and He's done a lot of really good books. One of the books I was reading a couple of months back talked about a study they did in a grocery store supermarket where they had 20 different jams to sample, like strawberry jam, raspberry jam, blackberry jams, huckleberry jams, orange jams, marmalades. And when the customers had 20 to pick from, so they were giving out free samples with coupons for, if you sample the jam, you could get a coupon for a big discount. So they did that study, and then the next day they did the same study. The difference is they reduced it from 20 jams down to 5 jams. So people could sample from 5 different jams to pick from. So if you could imagine trying to pick from 20 jams versus 5 jams, how much easier it was to find a jam out of the 5 versus the 20. The same can hold true with Medicare. So the second day they did the study, they sold way more jam than the first day where they had 20 jams to pick from. People kind of freeze when they have too many choices to pick from. So, you know, we really want to hone in on being the best we can be at helping you, our client, and if you're not a client, maybe a friend of a client or a family member, to understand how Medicare works, how these changes may or may not pertain to you. Also, people call me all the time and say, Rick, I saw this ad on TV. I saw Joe Namath. And one of the things that we're hearing is how do I get all this free stuff? Does that even apply to our area? Also, I went online, I got an email, I responded, I went to this website, I thought it was official. If it doesn't have the official .gov website, and we're going to go to Medicare.gov today, if it says Medicare.com or MedicareHelp.com or MedicareSupplement.org or Medicare PlanFinder.com, those are not official sites. I'd be very, very, very careful with who you give your pertinent information out to, whether it's your Medicare number, your Social Security number. I can't stress enough, do not give your financial information out to anyone that you aren't 100% sure about. So if you see this official emblem over here or this official seal over here, that's an official secure site where you can give your information to, such as Medicare.gov or SSA, the Social Security official website, which you would use to enroll in Medicare. We have found a lot of our clients, when we ask, do you want to look at your plan? Do you want to review your plan? They might say, you know what, I'm happy with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, I get that. People don't like change. But I think the flip side of that coin is, Kaiser did a study, the Kaiser Foundation, that a lot of people have never, 24% have never, ever reviewed their Medicare coverage options. So not even once every year or every few years, but never reviewed their options. 22 rarely review, and 43 about once a year, at least once every year. We are available for you to review your plan. We are not too busy. Just because we're doing this virtual and not live doesn't mean that we don't want to see you or talk to you over the phone. We can talk to you even if it's just for a few minutes over the phone, just to say, hey, how are you doing? How's your health? Yeah, we got another year in the books. I hope you're doing well, your family's well. Let's talk about your prescriptions. How are they, how's the plan working? How's the supplement working? Those are important things to do. We have also, the nice thing we have at our disposal is more technology. One of the things we're going to talk about is some of the changes. So we're going to talk about transitioning into some of the changes. One of the biggest changes we're seeing is with Wellcare Rx. So those of you who have Wellcare prescription drug coverage, this coming year in 2022, by law, Wellcare is being mandated to reduce their plan lineup from 6 drug plans down to 3. So they're consolidating 6 plans into 3. Now, most of the plans, you're going to see some subtle changes, maybe $1 or $2 more per month, maybe $5 difference. Maybe your plan might reduce down from 17 down to $11 and change next year. So those people aren't going to be as affected as the people that are on the Medicare Wellcare Rx Select plan for $24.50 a month. So that plan is automatically moving members into the RX Value Plus plan for $68.90 a month. So unless you make changes, you will automatically be moved into that plan for 2022. So last year we saw Elixir make major changes. Mutual of Omaha Drug Plan made a major change. This year we're seeing it with Wellcare, specifically with 1 out of the 6 plans. So you might see some moderate changes. The other thing you need to be aware of is with Wellcare, if you have Wellcare and you use Walmart as your pharmacy, Walmart will no longer be a preferred pharmacy. It will still be in network, but it will be not a preferred pharmacy. So you might want to consider switching maybe to a Safeway, Fred Meyer, Walgreens, some of the major pharmacy chains other than Walmart for next year. So you would probably save a little bit of money, maybe a good chunk of change if you move from Walmart and you continue with Wellcare. So the other change that we're seeing with Wellcare is they are having a major expansion with their Medicare Advantage options nationwide. And Yakima County will see 5 new Medicare Advantage plans moving into our county here in Yakima County next year. Now in Tri-Cities, in Benton and Franklin County, United Healthcare is coming in with their AARP Medicare Advantage plan, which came into Yakima County 2 years ago and then last year with their new PPO plan. And we're seeing that also in Walla Walla County with the United Healthcare AARP Medicare Advantage coming into the area. Overall, we're seeing major expansions with Medicare Advantage options. We're seeing more and more plans in Yakima County. We're seeing some additional plans that are tailor-made for vets, for people on VA benefits. So if you have someone that you know that is a VA member, or if you're a vet yourself, reach out to us and we can talk to them or you about those options. Also, Good Rx. So those of you who have used Good Rx in the past or know someone that's using Good Rx, they are in partnership, a brand new partnership with Go Health. What is Go Health? Well, Go Health is a major call center that contracts with Medicare Advantage plans to sell insurance. So it's like a telemarketer. So if you have used GoodRx in the past, you may, and there's a good chance you will, be approached by Go Health telemarketers to talk to you about Medicare Advantage options for you. So just be aware of that. You can continue to use GoodRx, but just be aware they are giving all of the information out to Go Health. So that's something you need to be aware of. Also, in Yakima and also in Ellensburg, Yakima County Bi-Mart, there's 2 Bi-Marts in Yakima, one in Sunnyside, one in Ellensburg. They will no longer be offering pharmacy services. So if those of you who've been using Bi-Mart, you will have to go to a different pharmacy to fill your prescriptions moving forward. Here in Yakima, they are migrating their customers to Walgreens. So if you want to use Walgreens, great, give them a try. If you would like to go to a different pharmacy, that's up to you. So just heads up there with Bi-Mart. Those of you who have been using Bi-Mart, you're probably aware of this already. We're seeing a lot more telehealth being used, especially with COVID. So if you want to see your doctor, we're seeing a lot more telehealth visits happening, and that's going to be the trend moving forward. We're going to see more and more telehealth visits moving forward. We're also seeing Mutual of Omaha and a couple of other carriers come out with Medicare Supplement rates, which are a little bit lower. So if you want to look at your Medicare Supplement plan rate, we can talk about that as well. Health Alliance is coming out with a 0 premium Medicare Advantage plan. to compete with United Healthcare AARP and the Wellcare Plan. And our team is growing. We are here for you. We've got Nick, we have Tanya, we have Tammy, we have Faith. So we are here to serve you, and we are really excited to help as many people as we can navigate through this season, and because it can be a maze. So again, those ads you're going to see on TV, they're not going to stop. They're going to continue on. JJ Boom Boom Walker, Joe Namath, you name it, all these celebrities, B-list celebrities on the cable networks at 3 a.m., they'll continue on with their ads. Just be very, very careful when you contact these 1-800 numbers. So this Medicare coverage helpline is not an insurance company. They collect data and they sell your name to lead companies, which give them to these telemarketing agencies. So what we're seeing is there's a memo that came out just a couple days ago through CMS. CMS is the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. They run Medicare. So CMS is sending out this memo on October 8th to all Medicare Advantage organizations, so nationwide, from the director, regarding third-party marketing. This is a third-party marketer. It's not an insurance company. And sometimes they make it look official by having your Medicare card up on the ad for almost the whole entire ad to make it look official. So CMS is reminding Medicare Advantage organizations that under 42 CFR, they are responsible for their first-tier downstream or related entities to adhere to all terms and conditions of the organization's contract with CMS. So the insurance companies contract with the government. So this includes, but is not limited to, all marketing materials that must be submitted to CMS prior to use, and that Medicare Advantage plans may not mislead, confuse, or provide materially inaccurate information to current or potential enrollees pursuant to 42 CFR. Advertisements intended to draw beneficiaries' attention to a Medicare Advantage plan or plans and include or address content regarding plan premiums, cost sharing, or benefit information. So all free this, free that, get this for no cost, get your meals, get trips to the bowling alley, you name it, we got it. Those types of advertisements, as well as instances where advertisements are made on behalf of Medicare Advantage organizations, are considered marketing as defined under 42 CFR. These advertisements as marketing materials must be submitted prior to use. Here's the kicker. CMS is finally cracking down. Finally. CMS is particularly concerned with national advertisements promoting Medicare plan benefits and cost savings, which are only available in limited service areas or small segments of the population for limited groups of enrollees, as well as using words or imagery like your Medicare card to make it look official that may confuse beneficiaries or cause them to believe the advertisement is coming directly from the government. I'm reading this word for word. In addition, CMS receives complaints from beneficiaries and caregivers that highlight sales tactics designed to push or rush beneficiaries into enrolling in a plan. Finally, CMS is starting to take action on these ads. So we might see a disruption on these ads midway through the annual election period. So that's a good thing. So anything that sounds too good to be true, what? Probably is. So some of these call centers, GoHealth, SelectQuote, eHealth, has seen their stock prices plunge in the last year and a half due to low retention rates. So they'll sign people up maybe in October, November, first part of December for a Medicare Advantage plan. And then January, February, March, that member realizes what happened and they are like, no, this is not what I was expecting. I want to keep my doctor. I didn't want that. I didn't understand what I was doing. I felt pressured, and so they disenroll from the plan during the annual disenrollment period through March 31st. And these companies are promising their investors, well, when we sign people up, we'll keep them for an average of 4 to 5 years, and you're going to make all this money on your portfolio. Well, guess what? Now there's lawsuits happening against some of these telemarketing organizations. And the insurance companies are getting multiple complaints. Hundreds and thousands of complaints are coming in, and the insurance companies must address each and every complaint. So now the insurance companies are deciding, you know what, maybe you don't want to be in bed with these telemarketing companies anymore. So it's coming back to they want to put more investment dollars into local agents, because that's the people that really have your best interests at heart nationwide. Is having a good agent is important, someone that you can trust that has your best interests at heart and is not just trying to make a sale. And this is kind of what differentiates us from, I believe, these call centers, is we like to follow up with you and keep in touch with you and check in on you and make sure everything's going good. So just kind of food for thought there. Be careful. So when we come to reviewing Medicare and Medicare changes, we start from the bare 101 Medicare Foundation with A and B of Medicare. So those of you who have your A and B Medicare card, we're not going to see any major changes with Medicare next year as far as the coverage goes. I know they've talked about adding dental and vision and hearing aid coverage. That would be for down the road, and if it did happen, we wouldn't see real full dental benefits. When I say full, I mean partial benefits until maybe 2028, if it goes through. So I have a memo that I was doing some research on. The dental part is the most expensive part of this proposal, and right now they're going back and forth and negotiating. So if something does happen, really we're not going to see any major changes for at least a couple years with hearing benefits, maybe vision benefits, and then the dental benefits would be slowly phased in. So it'd be gradually phased in over a period of maybe 6 to 8 years. And even at that, it's going to be partial benefits. So right now, Part B of Medicare, which is your outpatient part, that's the part that comes out of Social Security each month, or you pay directly if you're not on Social Security. That is right now $148.50 a month in 2021. It only went up about $3.70 last year, and that was artificially held low because of COVID. And so with Social Security, increase is expected to be the largest in about 30 years next year. It could be a 6 to a 6.2% pay raise you're going to get. Yippee, right? That's great. However, we're seeing inflation go through the roof over the last several months. So that's part of the reason why you're going to see a bigger raise on Social Security next year due to inflation. So with that, the government gives and the government takes. We're going to see increases for Part B premiums in 2022. We don't know yet how much it will be. So if it's $148.50 now, it might go up to $158, $160 in 2022. We won't know that until the end of October, usually, maybe the first part of November. So I've been checking just to see if it's been posted. I've seen a couple sites speculate what it could go up to. The Part B premium this year is $203 when you first go to a doctor or have an appointment. Next year it could go up to $217. We don't know yet. So if you're welcome to Google that in the next couple weeks if you're curious about that. But we're still waiting on the Part B premium and the Part B deductible. We do know, however, that the Part D deductible is going up this year. It's $445. Next year, it's taking a big hike. It's going up to $480. So CMS, Medicare sets the deductible each year, and we are going to see a higher deductible for Part D drug coverage. Now, it's up to the plan to either adopt that deductible or offer it for a lower deductible. And on our self-enrollment tool on our website or on Medicare.gov, you can look at all the plans. So our website will be fully updated, we hope by October 15th. We're still waiting on a couple carriers. On the Medicare Part D drug coverage, most drug plans will waive the deductible if you have Tier 1 generics or if you have the Tier 2 generics. So a deductible would be what you pay on the front end, the first part of the year. So if you have a $480 deductible and you're on Eliquis, which is a Tier 3 or maybe a Tier 4 drug. So the Tier 3s and Tier 4 drugs are the brand name drugs such as Eliquis, some inhalers, insulin. Now, if your insulin's under the senior savings model and you're on a plan that participates, you may not have to pay anything above $35 for insulin refills. That started up this year and it's moving into next year as well. So that's been a good program for those who are on insulin. It saved people an average of about $600 for the year for their insulin. So a copay versus a deductible. A copay would be a set dollar amount. So if you have Eliquis, your copay after you've hit your $480 deductible in 2022 could drop down to $45 for a 1-month supply. Now that's before you hit what's known as the coverage gap, also known as the donut hole. So it might be that if you're on Eliquis and 1 or 2 other expensive drugs, you might hit the donut hole in June or July or August, maybe September, October, November, or December. But if you hit the donut hole, the cost of your drugs could go up or they could go down based on the cost of the drug. It's a very confusing formula that the government uses. All drug plans must adhere to the same formula that Medicare sets. Now, so those of you who have Medicare and have a supplement plan, which would be option 1 on the left side, the red side, you might be on plan G or plan N or maybe plan F or maybe high deductible G. The plan G, we are seeing some rate increases over the last few years, which has dictated some people to consider plan N as an option. Now here's the beautiful thing for those of you who live in the state of Washington. There is no rush to consider Medicare supplement options between now and December 7th. You can change your Medicare supplement plan year-round in the state of Washington. You don't have to get it done by December 7th. So if you're on a plan G and you have seen rate increases and you want to consider maybe there's a different plan G or maybe I could look at plan N, we can do that after December 7th, January, February if you'd like. There's no rush to do that. The only requirement in the state of Washington is you have to show proof of insurance. So if you have a plan G that's $200 or more a month and you want to get on plan N for $140 a month or $150 a month, we'll talk about plan G versus plan N. Basically, plan G has no copays once your deductible's met, which is the $203. Plan N has a $20 office visit copay once you've met your deductible for the doctor. So it could be a $0 to a $20 copay for the doctor and a $50 copay as long as your doctor accepts the Medicare assigned rate, which 98% of doctors do nationwide. So I know I'm saying a lot. You might want to rewatch this later on. So in a nutshell, you can change your supplement year-round. You don't have to do that now during the annual election period, which starts on Friday and goes through, that's the 15th of October, every year through December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. So that period is specifically for people on prescription drug coverage. So now is the time to review your drug plan. And you can do that online. We have a great tool. We'll show you how that works. It's very simple to use. Save you a trip to the office, or you can call us up if you need help with that. We're here for you if you need help. We ask that you give it a try, and we've had a lot of great feedback over the last couple of years. People have said, boy, this works great. You just enter your drugs, put your pharmacy in, and it'll show you all the plans ranked by cost, and you can click the Enroll button starting on Friday. Then again, if you need help with that, we're here as well. The other way to get Medicare would be to get on Medicare Advantage. So if you're on a Medicare Supplement plan now, and you're seeing those ads on TV, and you're hearing your friends say, well, I'm paying this, how come you're paying so much more? The main reason is with Medicare Supplement plans, you don't have hospital copays. You're really limiting your out-of-pocket costs, but you're paying a higher premium because of that. With a Medicare Advantage plan, you're willing to pay some copays for hospitals, for doctors, maybe if you need cancer treatment, up to a limit of between $4,000 and $10,000 out of pocket per year. But you get extra additional benefits that are not covered under Medicare. So maybe vision, maybe dental, maybe that give back for Part B. How do I get more money on my check? We're seeing all those ads. Well, Wellcare is coming in, United Healthcare is coming in with a partial give back. Now with Wellcare, I am in some ways wanting to take a little bit of a wait and see approach because they're a brand new plan in Yakima County. So we might want to let them get their kinks ironed out this year in 2022 and maybe take another look at them for 2023. They do have a benefit, what I was reading on, where if you have a need for a pet but you can't have a pet, maybe the place you live doesn't allow pets, they will offer to pay for a robotic dog or a cat, believe it or not. So there's a lot of innovation out there with Medicare Advantage. The main thing with Medicare Advantage is you don't use your Medicare card. Your Medicare card is put to sleep while you're on Medicare Advantage. So Medicare doesn't pay your claims. Your Medicare Advantage plan would pay those instead of Medicare. So in a nutshell, option 1, you use your Medicare card. Option 2, you don't use your Medicare card. We have many clients on both option 1 and option 2. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. So right now we're going to do a quick run through of our tool, our self-enrollment tool on our website. So here's our website, Senior Solutions Group, seniorsolutions.net. And we have the Enroll in Medicare tab. So those of you who are not on Medicare yet and would like to or need to enroll in Medicare, you can click on that tab and it'll give you the instructions on how to sign up for Medicare. We also have a whole lineup of videos on our website as well where we talk about different topics. We usually post those about once every 1 or 2 weeks. Again, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, feel free to do so. And also we have different topics we discuss. We don't just do Medicare. We have a holistic approach to retirement planning. So we do health planning and wealth planning because they can be interrelated. Social Security planning, pension planning if you have a 401k and you have a need for additional income that you don't want to outlive. We have options for that are not tied directly to the stock market, so we don't have to worry about the peaks and valleys of the market. So your money can grow safely. So if you have questions about those options, feel free to reach out to us as well. Long-term care, we have videos on the new long-term care tax, which takes effect, which could affect your kids if they haven't bought long-term care yet. Problem is the insurance companies have mostly pulled out of Washington in response to this. So our hands are kind of tied right now for long-term care in the state of Washington. At least with our companies that we represent. So if you want to review your drug plan and you want to try our easy peasy self-enrollment tool, you can click right on our website and it'll direct you right to the Part D 2022 self-enroll tool. And what will happen is if you pick a plan for 2022, it will be your new plan next year. You won't have to cancel your old plan. Medicare will do that for you. So we'll put in the zip code 98902, click View Plans, and it'll direct us to the plan options for 2022. We're still waiting on a couple carriers, so there are going to be several more options for next year. We have the prescription drug plans right here. So you want to make sure that when you're doing this, you are reviewing your prescription drug options. If you want to look at Medicare Advantage options, we suggest you reach out to us because you're changing your whole entire plan, not just your drug plan. So you can see the Wellcare Plan that is $17 this year is going to $11.60 next year. Humana Plan, the Walmart plan is going up about $5 next year. So what you can do is you can enter your prescriptions right over here and pick your pharmacy based on your needs. Click prescription drug here, and we'll answer this question. No, I don't get special assistance due to low income. Hit continue, and we'll just type in one drug here for the sake of time. We'll pick simvastatin. And you can change from 30 days to 90 days over here. Want to hit add. And again, the instructions are right on our website. We also have a tutorial video to check out. It's very simple, very straightforward. You can also add your medications from Medicare.gov, so you don't have to type them all in if you have a Medicare.gov account. You can also create a login and user account for next year if you don't want to type them all in each and every year. It'll save them and store them. So a year from now, if you want to reuse this tool, you can without having to re-enter all your drugs. So we'll pick a pharmacy here. Let's pick Safeway. And we'll also pick Walgreens. How's that? We'll pick a couple. So we'll make Safeway the primary pharmacy and Walgreens will be the secondary pharmacy. And we'll hit continue. And then the plan finder will do all the work for us, so we don't have to sort through all the clutter. Hit continue. And they should pop up here momentarily. There we go. So according to our plan finder, the most cost-effective plan will be through Wellcare next year, with a total cost of $11 or $139 when you add the cost of the insurance. So that estimated cost estimates the cost of your insurance plus your prescription refills to get you the bottom line. So don't just focus on the monthly premium, focus on the bottom line, which is right here. So yeah, so that's a great tool for those of you who'd like to utilize that and give it a test drive. Also, Medicare.gov is another tool. We can preview 2022 drug plans on Medicare.gov. You can also create a login which can pull your medications right onto our lookup tool if you'd like. We found that our lookup tool is a little bit more accurate than Medicare.gov at this current time as far as copays go. But we can preview drug plans and health plans for 2022 on Medicare.gov. Now again, in Tri-Cities, you might get bombarded with AARP ads for their new Medicare Advantage plan. So if we continue without logging on, we can go incognito on Medicare.gov and check out the Medicare Advantage plans. So we can go 99336 for Tri-Cities, Benton County. No, I don't get extra help. Hit next. And this is a quick, brief overview. We're not going to look up prescription drugs. We're just going to look up the new plans for next year in Tri-Cities. Now, 2 years ago, there were basically no Medicare Advantage plans. Now, Humana and Community Health and United Healthcare are in for this year. Next year, AARP is coming into the Tri-Cities. And they are also Molina is coming into both Tri-Cities and Yakima County. AARP offers the Patriot Plan, and Wellcare has a Patriot Plan as well in both Benton County, Franklin County, Walla Walla County, and Yakima County. With the Patriot Plan, this is specifically designed for people who are maybe VA members or veterans who don't have drug coverage. If you enroll in this Patriot Plan and you're wanting drug coverage, guess what? You're out of luck. You cannot enroll in a standalone prescription drug plan. It is not allowed by Medicare. This is one of the plans that will give you $50 back on your check. So those of you who don't need drug coverage and want $50 back on your check, your Social Security check, next year, you can check out this Patriot Plan, which also includes extra benefits for dental and vitamins and supplements. So that's a new plan that's coming into both Yakima County and the Tri-Cities. So one of the things that we're gonna change zip codes real quick here before we end. We're gonna look at Yakima County, 98902. When you go on Medicare.gov, you are going to be overwhelmed. It's almost going to be like looking at the back of this book here. There are so many plans. It's like going into Baskin Robbins for the first time, and you've only tried vanilla and chocolate and strawberry. You're going to see up to 35 Medicare Advantage plans when you include all the people that are on Medicare and Medicaid. So we have Regents, we have Molina, we have Community Health, we have Wellcare, no premium, AARP, Medicare Advantage, Patriot. It can just get so overwhelming. So that's why we do what we do. That's why we are here today to help you with this. If you're happy with your plan, you don't have to change your plan. It's going to renew next year. But if you want to review your plan, just to make sure, if you want to review your drug plan, don't just play ostrich. Take action. Utilize our tools that we have at our website. Because they're here for you at your disposal. We want to be here to help you if you need any help whatsoever. This is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Everyone's situation is different. Our team is here for you. I'm here for you. Be careful with those ads on TV. I can't stress enough. Tell your friends to be careful. If you have a friend that's fallen through the cracks and their agent hasn't reached out to them, we are available to help them. So don't hesitate if you have any questions whatsoever. For right now, we're going to take some questions because I know your time's valuable. So we also wanted to clarify the Part B premium amount and the Part B deductible. So the Part B premium is what comes out of your Social Security check. We're expecting that to go up next year from 146 up to maybe 158, 160. Those of you who have a higher earning or an IRMA, you may pay extra based on your income from 2 years back, based on your adjusted gross income that you filed with the IRS. So heads up for those of you who have a higher income from 2 years ago, you may pay more for Part B, that is B as in boy, as well as Part D drug coverage. And Medicare will bill you for that extra amount. That extra amount will go directly to Medicare, not to the insurance company. So the Part B deductible is what you pay when you first go to the doctor. So this year it's $203. You only have to meet it once. So if you change your Medicare Supplement plan, you don't have to re-meet your deductible if you change it mid-year. So again, you can change your Medicare Supplement plan year-round. It doesn't have to happen during this short window of time between October 15th and December 7th. So again, you can change your supplement now, especially if you're going to a Medicare Advantage plan. You're going to have to change your supplement. Now be advised, if you go from a supplement to a Medicare Advantage plan, you only have a 1 year, once-in-a-lifetime trial run where you can change back to a Medicare Supplement plan. So you may not be able to go from a Medicare Advantage to a Medicare Supplement based on your health. So just be advised. It's very important that you get this right. We're here to help you do that. So right now we're going to take some questions. All right, Paula, dang Joe Namath, we'll have to get another job. Yeah. I'm going to keep scrolling down. Kathy, yes, we can make an appointment. Sarah, will my 2020 Part D drug plan cover a drug that was originally not covered but did cover it when I had my doctor send Wellcare a letter of necessity in an appeal form? So there is a chance that your doctor may have to resubmit that appeal form to your plan. So all drug plans have an appeals process and a grievance process. So if you feel like you're getting poor care, you're not being treated well, that's a grievance. But if you need to file an appeal due to a prescription being denied, or if a prescription is not in the drug plan formulary, your doctor can fill out an appeal form and send it to the plan, and then the plan in this case will override their own formulary and pay for your drug. So it might be Sarah, that your doctor will have to reapply for that exception for 2022. And the plan will notify you if that is the case. Good question. So Inez asked, is the donut hole the same amount with each insurance company? Yes. So the donut hole is the donut hole is the donut hole. That donut hole is when you pay maybe midway through the year a different amount for your prescription based on the cost of your drug. So the total cost of all your drugs are added up. Once you hit the donut hole, then your drugs could go up. They might go from 45 up to 140, or they might drop from 40 down to $30 a month for a refill for the donut hole. So all plans must adhere to the same formula for the donut hole. So generally when you're in the donut hole, you're going to pay 25% of the cost of your prescriptions while you're in the donut hole. And then once the cost of your drugs hit several $1,000s out of pocket, then you enter into catastrophic coverage where you're going to pay 5%, generally speaking, for the cost of your drugs for the remainder of the year. And then it starts all over again the following year. So yes, good question. The donut hole is the donut hole. Okay, Terry says, your example in zip code was 98902. What if you live in zip code 98901? So Medicare Advantage plans, I'm going to go back here. Medicare Advantage plans and Part D drug plans are always based on the county. So we can use any zip code in this case, Yakima County, or in Benton County's case, any zip code in Benton County, that will be the zip code for the plan options for the county you live in. So 98901 zip code also includes a little bit of Kittitas County up on Canyon Road. So just be advised, if you put in 98901, they will ask you, are you in Yakima County or in Kittitas County? So it's always based on the county you live in. Okay, I talked to a Medicare rep this year who said that naturopathic coverage may be included next year or the one after. Have you heard anything about that? I've read some reports that they are looking at that as a possible option. Again, we're looking at this as an add-on to Medicare. If you think Medicare Part B premiums are expensive now, just wait till they add all this. Because all these years you've been paying taxes into Medicare for Part A and Part B. And it's been based on the fact that Medicare doesn't cover dental, doesn't cover vision, doesn't cover hearing, unless it's medical. When you add all this other stuff, it's gonna increase the cost. The people that are on high income, IRMA, adjusted rates, are going to pay way more than they're paying now if and when they add all these benefits. So if and when all these extra benefits are added, you could expect Medicare rates to go up and reimbursements to providers to maybe go down even more than they are already. So yeah, that's something we're just waiting to see on right now as far as dental, vision, hearing, naturopathic medicine as well. I haven't heard near as much about naturopathic medicine as I have about the dental, the vision, and the hearing. All good questions. So while I wait for more questions, here is a picture of Lauren again. We're going to go back to Lauren because she's a lot more prettier to look at than myself, I think. So another picture, a couple pictures of Lauren there. Those of you who are late, who missed out on the first part, that is our new granddaughter, Lauren Elizabeth. And we're so excited for her to move back to Yakima. Okay, Paula, I looked up MC to see Medicare, I'm assuming, to see if chiropractor is allowed. It appeared to me that I could go, but I would have to pay for x-rays. So often when they are doing a diagnosis with a Medicare, x-rays will not be covered. Only the adjustment will be covered. So if your back goes out, I would talk to your chiropractor though about that, because they are well versed in how to bill Medicare, but often Medicare will not cover x-rays at a chiropractor's office. Okay, we're going to go back. Okay, Health Alliance Northwest Medicare Advantage from Ken have added dental and optical. So one of the things that Health Alliance is doing is they are increasing their dental up to a much higher amount. We're seeing increased dental across the board with Health Alliance by several $100s, which is kind of cool. So that $200 dental benefit with Health Alliance is going to be increased substantially to $700. Some of the other companies are increasing dental as well. So we're seeing more and more benefits. I know Wellcare, which is the new plan, has a flex card of $300. So you can pick and choose like a la carte, whether you want dental or you want health products, you can, or optical or hearing aids to be part of that $300. So we're seeing more and more with Medicare Advantage, more innovation as the time goes by, as well as many more plans. Nationwide, we're seeing, I know with that Wellcare change, that's going to affect about 2 million people nationwide with the prescription plan. But we're seeing many more Medicare Advantage plans nationwide. But Medicare Advantage is not everyone's preference. So that's why we don't offer just Medicare Advantage or just Medicare Supplement. We offer both. If you call those 800 numbers, they're really going to steer you toward one direction typically, and that's Medicare Advantage, Medicare Advantage, Medicare Advantage only. Our process is we want to help you understand both sides of Medicare, not just one or the other. Dave, what's the rationale for basing Medicare cost on income 2 years prior? So back in 2015, when they passed this new regulation, they don't have your current income for this year. So when you file your taxes, they really can only go back to, so if you're applying for Medicare for January 1st of 2022, you haven't filed your taxes yet, or they don't have them on file yet for 2021, they can only go back to the taxes they actually have on file to base that off of. Now, there is a hardship form you can fill out. So if you get laid off and your income drastically reduces, you can file out an exception form, an appeal form for that IRMA. That's the main reason they do that, why they go back 2 years, because they actually have taxes on file from 2 years back. Good question. Any more questions? All right. Well, you know where we're at. You know where to find us. Don't forget to like our videos and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. You can follow us on Facebook. Those of you who have Gmail, you can also write a review on Google if you'd like. If you want to say that Rick's a nice guy, that's great. We appreciate those reviews. That helps our online presence. And yeah, so we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and look forward to talking to you very soon. Take care.